Welcome back to Just 2 Minutes, Just a Mishnais. This Mishnais to the Nishmas, Fredele Basrachan, and Schos Veli Vitzlik Ben Gila, and their Faster Basriba. So Mzachas Bava basra, Perik Ches, Mishnah Zayin, and Mishnah Ches. Hakaisim Nechas of Levanav, Tzarch Shirtev Me'ayom Melachar Misa. So if someone's writing off his property to his sons before he dies, so he has to write on it from today until after death. Meaning it's going to my sons now, and it's going to go into their property, but it's only going to become theirs fully after I die. And Rabbi Yehuda is going to Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi says he doesn't have to because that automatically comes out of the world, because if he's giving it them now, so it's still only going to fully come into their hands basically after the father dies. That's going to Rabbi Yossi. Now, Kaisim Nechasav Lebnai Lachar Maisai Ha'av Eina Yachal Limkar. So if in this case where the father's giving it over to his son before he's dead, but then it only fully comes into the son's property after he dies, so then the father can't sell the property because it technically belongs to the son, and the son can't sell it because the father gets benefit from it. So meaning he can eat the produce from it, so it doesn't work. But if the father does sell it, so then the sale is only until he dies, and then it automatically goes to his son. Machar ben, if the son sold it, so then ad shiyamos ha'av, so the buyer can't get anything from it until the father dies. But the father can take anything he wants from this field. He can pick it and he can give it to whoever he wants. If he left anything detached on a field, so then that his inheritors can take. If he leaves over young and older sons, meaning sons under and over bar mitzvah, so the older sons can't make a living, meaning they can't take money for themselves to live, to buy clothes and things like that from the younger ones, and the younger ones can't take money for food from the older ones. Instead, they just divide up all the money equally, and they use that money to buy food and clothes. And just like the older ones get married from the money of the father, so also the young ones get married, meaning from the money of the inheritance, also the young ones get married from the money of the inheritance. And if the younger one said, let's say if the older ones got married off before the father died by the father, and now the young ones come and say, hey, just like our father married you guys off, so I also want to get married off from his money without having to pay for my wedding myself. So we don't listen to them. Instead, whatever the father gave them, he gave, and we use that money for the wedding. So now we're going to basically say the same thing, just with girls. If someone dies and leaves over girls under and over bas mitzvah, the older ones don't get money for clothes and for living from the younger ones, and the young ones don't get money for food from the older ones. So when we say for living, we mean clothes and other things like that, but not food. Instead, they just divide out the money and they use that money for whatever they need. And they both get married from their money if they haven't got married yet. And if the young ones say, I want to get married just like you guys got married, because from our father, so I want to get married from our father's money, not from the inheritance. In Shalom Lahem, we don't listen to them. And the only difference that the girls are more stringent than over the boys is that because the daughters get money for food from the sons if there are sons, but they don't get from their sisters. And those are those Mishnayos.